Please raise your right hand. Case manager Benjamin Sarconi is suing a robot builder for breach of contract. Defendant Raul Regoza says he owes the plaintiff nothing.
Oh, I wonder if the force is strong in this one.
We'll find out.
Let's see. If I can synthesize this, let's see. The plaintiff, Mr. Sarconi, is alleging that Mr. Ragoza is deficient in his performance to assist in the construction or provide the famous R2-D2. The defendant alleges that he was thrown out of the organization that he was responsible for founding as a result of the activities of the plaintiff and a few other etceteras in there, right? First.
Your Honor, I've been a serious collector of movie memorabilia and autographs for several years now, and also a huge fan of Star Wars, and I wanted for my collection to see if I could find someone that could build a full-size working replica of R2-D2. So I found this group on the internet, and it's a collection of people that share blueprints, parts, ideas, and I sent an email out into the club, and I got jumped on pretty much by a lot of the members saying you're not supposed to ask someone to build one for you, you're supposed to try to build one yourself. But then I did.
Yeah, and if somebody helps you under the cover of the thing, nobody knows.
So I sent after I sent the email out to the club, I received an email from Mr. Ragoza on February the 4th of last year, 2010, and we discussed it at length, the possibility of him making one of these for me, and he had proposed to build one for the total of $7,300, and he had wanted the money wired to him.
Which you apparently did according to your sworn accounting.
Yes, I have a copy of
his
wired.
account?
Yes.
Okay.
So we had agreed that he had said that he could complete it within 3 months' time. He said 3 months tops. He said possibly 2-3 weeks, but 3 months absolutely tops. So we signed a contract that we both wrote up together. Actually, I wrote the majority of the contract, and then he made changes that we both agreed on. Then the deadline passed, and after that, it was just an excuse after excuse. It was, he said there was an earthquake, there was a problem with the feet being painted, that they, it went on for like months. And finally I got to a point on July 15th, and I sent him an email and said, I either want, the robot delivered by next Friday, or I want my money back. He responded by stating, good luck standing in line with everyone else I owe money to, and no robot.
You say it was supposed to have been finished in May, yet when July came around, you did not have the completed unit.
I gave him the benefit of the doubt because there were these excuses and reasons why the droid wasn't done yet. So I allowed, additional time, but then it just got ridiculous after a while with all the different stories that he gave me why he couldn't finish it in time.
Okay. Let's go to the defendant. What do you have to say?
The problem here is Mr. Sarconi doesn't understand the process of what it takes to build a robot. You see one piece, but it takes over 100 pieces to build the one piece. Some of the parts I can make. Some of the parts I have to outsource because I don't know how to make them. I'm not that talented. And I believe what we...
Such as?
The feet. The feet are very difficult to make, so I don't even try.
What is that down under there? A tread?
We got the motors under. I mean, the inside mechanism is not a problem. I'm talking about the shells outside. That's very difficult to make. And those are made out of wood, 100%. So it takes a while, to get them sanded, to get them filled. And this one over here in front of you is made out of metal. It's all metal.
All right.
The only thing that they have identical to them is they take the same amount of pieces to make. Now, I also told him that he has to understand that I don't know when the feet are going to get to me. They can get to me in 3 weeks, or they can get to me in 3 months.
Now, what is this I'm looking at?
My collection. That's my collection.
Your collection?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And so I explained to him that I'm at the mercy of the people that are making the parts for me.
I understand that, but he said from the beginning that it would be 3 weeks to 3 months tops to complete this thing.
Okay,
Well, in
your
the
language
contract-
in your contract specifically
It
is
says that I
this.
expect it to be done.
It
So-
says the current owner, Mr. Raul Ragosa, expects that he will complete assembly of this rowboat within 3 months from the date he receives a payment of $7,300 from Mr. Benjamin J. Sarcone. He expects.
Well, I would figure the reason he, put that in was because I told him I'm still waiting on the parts. I don't know when they're gonna get here.
Couldn't anybody just work with this? I mean,
I tried working with him. I several times. And I've gotten several stories from him about the delays.
what is this about the parts? And you giving him credit for $635 for parts?
After things went bad between Mr. Ragosa and myself, I had decided to build my own. We had agreed that for him to send me parts towards building my own.
He's saying ask him if he built it from scratch.
We'll be back with more Judge Joe Brown in a moment.
There's a big difference between doing that and building it from scratch.
Well, here we are a year later, and you still don't have the one that you're supposed to build for me.
It's right there. That's it right there.
I built my own by now. I don't want yours.
I wasn't gonna give it to you anyway, so.
Closed caption and sponsor.